You're listening to a Brother Asks and Building Better Builders video education series production.
Now we look at the word freeborn. And from everything that we've just gone through with understanding what the word free was, freeborn actually was a word that came into being around the 1500s. And in this respect, a lot of people who use that word freeborn refer to it as not being born a slave or born free. You can't play around with words like this and get away with it with somebody who knows what they're speaking. And you delve into the actual original charges, we find out that this is not so. Freeborn was a word used to clarify something very specific. The phrase was able of birth. Now, able of birth first appeared in the William Watson manuscript in 1535. In and around that time, the word able of anything meant something specific, and we're going to get into that. The word freeborn, however, doesn't appear in any of these manuscripts until 48 years later, in 1583, the Grand Lodge No. 1 manuscript, where it says, "Such apprentice shall be able of birth." That is to say, freeborn with all his limbs as a man ought to be. Now that's an interesting phrase. Literally, freeborn was used to clarify able of birth. So what is this able of birth? Well, able means suitable, and birth can mean background, resources, potentials, but literally when you put them together and you go back into the manuscripts and the documents and the literature of the time, it literally means that they're suitable from the very beginning. Basically, a person who is freeborn is able of birth, meaning that nothing is impeding the great potential to be shaped toward mastery. They have all the potential of becoming a master. Nothing is in their way. In other words, at entry or birth, the apprentice, the candidate, possesses all the potential to be shaped toward mastery. There's nothing limiting them. From the very beginning, they are suitable stock or superior stock. And this allows them to be properly prepared, to become suitable for the builder's use, and ultimately become a masterful craftsman, a craftsman of the trade, even a fellow craft. They are going to be shaped, but in order to be shaped, they cannot contain any flaws that would prevent them from becoming the masterful men that the process is supposed to bring about.
You've been listening to a Brother Asks and Building Better Builders video education series production.